Welcome back, beta. Today we have started the next chapter, that is the animal cell culture, and regarding that the introduction part already has been covered by us, and today we will discuss and you will learn about the features of the animal cell culture and types of animal cell culture. So let us start the what are the prominent feature of animal cells which are taken in vitro for the culturing process. So let us start that. Animal cell culture, like the plant cell culture, required nutrient medium for their own independent growth, and it can easily be grown in the culture vessel or the culture tube like the plant tissue culture technique. But there are subtle differences between the animal cell culture and the plant cell culture. So first properties or the first feature of the animal cell culture is that it can be interact when the cells or culture in vivo. I am not telling the in vitro. When it is under the in vivo, there is a difference between in vivo and in vitro. In vivo means within the living cell. In vitro means the artificial proliferation of the cells in the laboratory or in the controlled environmental condition. So the animal cell is having tendency to interact in vivo. When the number of cells are increasing, there is a time come when all the cells group together or they are in the form of cluster. This is the first feature of the animal cell, and this animal cell easily grown in the culture tube or on the artificial nutrient medium. But when the cell started to grow, there is a requirement of replenishing the nutrients one by one. So there is a frequent chances of repetition of the fresh nutrient medium. Now the second feature is that it requires surface to grow. It requires to surface to grow. Actually, in our cells, that is the animal cells, what is there? Most of the cells are required attachment for their own growth, except the blood, plasma or the lymph. And other tissues, other organs like kidney, liver or the heart, so when they want to regenerate or when their proliferation is started, even the cancerous cell also, so they required what they required? They required certain attachment, certain support for their growth. So whenever the cells are kept in the culture medium, what happens? Some of the cells are attached to the culture vessel. So it required surface to grow. Now the third feature of animal cell culture is it has limited lifespan. As compared to the plant cell, it has limited lifespan. It cannot be existing for a prolonged time period. Therefore, there is a requirement of primary culture and the secondary culture. Third, one of the property of the animal cell culture, even the cancerous cell also have the contact inhibition. Contact inhibition means when two cells come close together, when the two cells, suppose this is the two cells and these two cells come together, what happened? One of the cells have tendency to stop the growth of the another one. This is called the contact inhibition. So contact inhibition is the arresting the cell growth when cells come to each other. Next property is variation in shape and size of the cells when it is cultured in vitro as well as when it is cultured in vivo. So there is a two procedure of the culturing the cell, in vivo or in vitro. So when the same cells are taken out from the living tissues and it is cultured separately or on in vitro as well as or in vivo, so you can find their variation in shape and size of the cells. Next, it is have ability to colonize the cells, that is called the colony formation assay, CFA. Colony formation assay is the property of the animal cell culture, and it means that a cell has tendency to convert into a colony. Suppose we have taken one cell, these cell divide into multiple form, that is 2 to 4 to 8, 16 like this, and it make a colony or it make a cluster. So this is the features of a animal cell culture. Now the question is that how many kind of cultures are there predominantly used in the animal cell culture? So we are using the two type of cell culture, that is called the primary cell culture and the secondary cell culture. Is it clear? As the name suggests, primary cell culture. Suppose this is a liver cell, and from here we are taking some of the cell directly. So the cells which are taken from the liver, kidney, spleen, pancreas, whatever the body organs, and that cells when cultured in a culture tube or an artificial medium, that is refers to the primary cell culture. So primary cell culture means the cells directly taken from the tissues of the body organ and they are kept on the nutrient medium. Basically we are applying the two enzymes, that is the trypsin and collagenase. You know that trypsin is a proteolytic enzyme and collagenase is also protein digesting enzyme or protein breaking enzyme, and it is present in the muscle fiber. As you know, the muscle fibers are present in our muscle, so muscles are made up of muscle fiber. So this trypsin and collagenase is a bone enzyme, and that enzyme was first of all used by the scientists, that is Ross and Jones. Actually Ross and Jones have developed the technique of using the trypsin enzyme while they were doing the work on the lymphocytes. This primary cell culture are having another feature, that is the cell culture which is taken from the tissues and it is under the process in laboratory medium, that is in vitro culture, have same karyotype. You know the meaning of the same karyotype? That is the same karyotype means the chromosome number, shape and size will be identical, that is called the karyotype. So the karyotype in the primary culture is same as in the original organisms or the tissues. So the primary cell culture can be grown by the two approaches. Number one is called the anchorage dependent. It is called the anchorage dependent, and another is the anchorage non-dependent. This anchorage non-dependent is also so called the suspensional culture. Where is the suspension means when we are culturing the tissues in the fluid medium. So come to the first one, anchorage dependent. What is the meaning of anchorage? That is hooking, some support or attachment. So this type of growth culture required an attachment for the growth of the cells, which we are taking to do in the culture medium. I am giving the example. Suppose kidney, so there is not a single cells in the kidney cells. Kidney cells are connected to each other in the connective tissues, so they are found in the groups. So from there we have taken out the whole that cells, okay. But on the other hand, if you are taking the lymphocytes, so lymphocytes are where present, they are present in the blood plasma. So they both behavior of the both culture medium is little different, since what these lymphocytes are a liquid medium and it could not adhere, it could not attach on the wall of culture vessel. But this anchorage dependent, that is the, if you are taking the liver cells or the kidney tissues, kidney cells for culturing, so it's required an attachment for their own growth. Next, this is a time taking process and each repetition is required the replacement of the nutrient medium repeatedly. So this is the primary culture. Now let us see the secondary culture. What the meaning of secondary culture? Secondary cultures are a type of culture which are taken from the primary culture. Some of the cells which we are taking from the primary culture is known as secondary culture, and it is also known as subculturing process. Subculturing means cells which are taken out from the primary culture are kept on the new nutrient medium, on the new nutrient on the new culture vessels. So that is called the subculturing method. Now, as I told, the primary culture is having the same karyotype, but the secondary culture is having the mixed colony. That is the some of the cells of the primary and some of the different karyotype cells. So it contains mixed type of culture, and these secondary culture or these secondary cell culture lines are continuously used in continuous culture because there is no frequent need of transferring the cells on another culture medium, or it is no required to change the nutrient medium repeatedly. So this is the secondary culture and the difference in the primary culture. Once again the recap, animal cells are having some properties or that feature, and each animal cells have potential power to grow on the cultured medium when it is kept on a nutrient medium, and it is having another properties that when cells are start to grow, they have power to interact with each other. It requires surface to grow. Just I told, most of the animal tissues require attachment or surface to grow, except the blood, lymph or the plasma, and their lifespan is limited. And it has power of contact inhibition. The meaning of contact inhibition means this is the contact inhibition. I just wrote this is the cell number 1 and this is the cell number 2. These cell number when come to closer to cell number 2, what happens? It will arrest the growth of the cell number 2. This is called the contact inhibition. And this contact inhibition is the very good properties of all the cancerous cells. Variation in shape and size of the cells. When we are taking the same cells and cells are treated in vitro culture technique and in vivo culture technique, you will find a lot of differences. Next, these have tendency to make colony acid formation that we call the CFS. So it is the tendency or ability of a cell to grow into colony. So this is about the features of animal cell growth culture and their different types. Thanks for watching the video.